What up? Hey, this is your boy Frieden, and to my 5 viewers of every YouTube video, 1, thank you guys so much, and 2, I think at least one of you wonders what this channel is all about. I have no fucking idea at the moment. I am literally throwing shit at the window and hoping something sticks without stinking too much. So there's gonna be a lot of experimentation until I finally get my niche or see what I'm comfortable making, am good at making, and have fun making and that people respond a lot to. But until then, yeah, a bunch of random shit falling from the sky until, you know, we catch a shit that doesn't stink too bad. So for this one specifically, I'm gonna go through a gameplay, specifically a boss fight I did with a Nameless puppet from Liza P. It was a no guard run. The reason I played a no guard run my first time playing Liza P is because a quarter of the way into the game I forgot guarding was a game mechanic. Completely slipped my mind. By the time I remember 5 bosses in, it was way too late for me. I'm like, alright, we're just not gonna do it. I've accidentally stumbled into a challenge run, a no guard challenge run, and I am just too prideful to go back on that. And I couldn't really find YouTube videos on how to beat some of the bosses without guarding. You know, sue me. Apparently guarding is a very, 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 very important mechanic in the game. Parrying is like super useful in the game, or perfect guarding, I mean. And I just refuse to do that on policy of my own ignorance and that I forgot, and now I refuse to learn. Here is a review of that fight. For anyone who might want to semi-learn how to beat the Nameless puppet without guarding, but you know, go by your own standards. Who am I to say? I'm just some guy on the internet. Alright, let's get into it. Side note, there is no game audio. I did not record the stream audio and the game audio separately, so there's just no game audio. And it'll be fine. We'll live with it. Alright, the Nameless King, let's get into it. Alright, the thing you need to know is the first phase of the Nameless King, he's basically like a fedora wearing Redditor, and I'll get into that later. But the main thing here is he has 3 sets of attack. One that is what he's doing right now, and it'll always be the one he starts off with, is wide swings, heavy wide swings. And you can generally just avoid that by running away, waiting for him to swing, and there'll always be a moment pause in between his like sets of attacks that you can hit him and then run back out. His second one is where he runs after you and he does a fury of attacks. And the third one is where he does a pokey pokey with his dicky dicky.
What?
We're flying to Philadelphia!
Oh, hell no!
That's the
Oh, hell no! No!
And we're gonna go over all of that. But this is the first one. He'll always go into his first one, into the fast one, and then it's just a random crapshoot after that. But he'll always start with a heavy one and then go into the fast one. And I'll show you when he does change. He always does like an indication. So for this one, if he does a wide swing, there's different types. You can usually just count on the fact that if he does 2 wide swings, it's your time to attack. And he does less swings the further you are away from him, is why you want to run away from him. If he runs at you with a swing, don't worry about it. That's actually kind of your bread and butter. That's chef's kiss. Because he's gonna swing, he's gonna miss his approach like a freaking idiot, shot his shot, missed, and you're gonna slam dunk on his ass. So as long as you continue to run, he's always gonna miss that. And then you go in, stab him a little bit. I never approach him when he does the underslash. He always does one of it. I say the term always, but maybe not. For me, he usually just does one of it, and I just don't go for it. I think he recovers pretty quickly from that one, and he'll just go into a different attack. So I'll just let bygone be bygones with that. I'm mainly looking for Beyblade type of swings that comes in pairs of 2 unless he's like dashing at you with 1. So yeah, under 1, don't count it. It is what it is. anytime he flips back and does a backflip, like he's like a high school cheerleader and he's trying to impress you, he's about to make his transformation. And it's either going to be a transformation into one of the other 3 sets. This one I know, since it's the first time he did it during the fight, that he's going to go into his Redditor phase. And what his Redditor phase is he's going to run at you and not take no for an answer. He's going to be a fedoring-wearing Redditor and say he wants your Bucci, and you're just telling him plain up, hey, like, this asshole, it's not for sale, it's not on the market right now, you know? I'm trying to work on myself, and he's not taking no for an answer. So the only thing you can do during this phase is run away. Keep running, and eventually he'll go to one of his other 2 sets of attacks. And I tried experimenting to see if there's anything I could do to roll in and out. I don't think there's just enough iframes to reliably dodge his Furies of Attack and get some hits in. So I just avoided it entirely. I'm pretty sure they meant for that part to, you know, be a perfect guard parry type of lesson scenario for you, which I decided to say, fuck you, I'm ignorant and I'm gonna stay that way. So he did the cheerleader backflip again. And my guess is this time he's gonna go into like his heavy attack. Every time he does a cheerleader backflip, he's switching his gameplay. He's like, it's not working. Like, I've double, triple texted you, and it's just not turning out. So maybe I'll just do the same thing I've done in the past again. And by this time, you already know. So it's just a game of patience. Eventually he's gonna wear himself out, and you're gonna know his attacks. So swing, attack, swing, nothing. If he extend his erectile scissors, that means he's ready to slide into it. And the only way to avoid that is to hear a certain sound effect. It's his like, I'm ready sound effect. It's basically him grunting. And it's gonna go, sit! It's just like that, like a zipper. Basically, he's unzipping himself. You're gonna hear it, and he's gonna do 2 pokes and pause a little bit. That's your time to attack. Get a few hits in, maybe 3 hits, depending on what weapons you have, and then he might do it again. But you have to listen for the sit. So sit. You can either roll or you can just kind of run to the side and then sit. 2, hit him, and he's gonna sit, hit him again. And thankfully now I've staggered them. So if he puts his hand together and make his weapon flaccid again, he's about to go into his heavy attack. I don't want to say always, but I think he does always go into the heavy after the pokey. So whenever he puts his 2 hands together and his weapon becomes flaccid, run away. Just take it for what it is. Wait for that 1, 2, swing. 2 is a good number unless he's like dashing at you. I don't count the under 1, like I said. Don't count the. I'm looking for the Beyblade. So just avoiding all of this. If he runs at you like that, 1. That's just a 1. 1, 2. So the reason he hit me here, if I'm gonna be completely honest, is because his mom called me and she's like, hey, I'm watching the stream, like, you're making him look really bad. Can you like let him get like maybe 1 or 2 hit in so he can feel better about himself? I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. But you can definitely avoid that. Like I said, 1, 2, hit him for the most part. Under, don't count that. 1, 2, hit. 1, 2, hit. Jump back. Redditor phase. He sometimes heals himself, and I don't think there's anything you can do about it. Just take it for what it is. And eventually you'll get him to 0. You just have to be patient. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. He just, during this phase, like I said, run away from him. He went back on Reddit. He went to Our Nice Guys and said, hey, what should I do? And they gave him bad advice and said, hey, keep going for it. The reason he's running away from you is because he wants you. And that can't be further from the truth. So I'm going to fast forward. So you know about his overall 3 sets of attacks on his first phase. Starts off with the heavy, swings. Usually it'll be, if you're further away from him, if you're close to him, he'll do more, but it's usually 2 blade swings, pause, and then that's when you attack him and then run back away. If it's an underswing, I wouldn't go for that. He recovers pretty quickly and does something else. If he dashes at you, not run at you, but like dashes at you, you want to continue running and make like a wide circle back into him, and that's always going to be like a 1 swing. For his second Redditor phase, run, avoid it, keep going, just avoid it entirely. And then the pokey one, it's going to be 2 pokes. It's when he gets erect with his weapon, does 2 pokes, and you'll hear with the sound effect, zing, zing, and that's when you're like dashing or like rolling out of the way. Hit him a few times and see if he does it again. There's also another one he does there, but for the most part, it's generally the same. He does variations of the same type of pause in his attacks. Take it for what you will, but you'll get the hang of it, to be honest. If you take your time, the main thing that's going to get you during this first phase is just being impatient. But if you take your time, you can probably like get through him without getting hit or getting very minimalistic hits. I'm going to fast forward. Oh, and don't forget, if he's doing a cheerleader backflip, he's going to one of his other phases. So I'm just going to fast forward, because it's mainly the same thing over and over again. Okay. I'm actually going to let you see this one, because it's another one of the pokey. He swings back, so he's changing, getting erect. 1, 2 to the side. 1, 2. 1, 2. Going for it. 1, 2. Keep going for it. And normally, like I said, whenever he's getting flaccid, you should run away, but because I was so close, I'm just going to finish him off. Which sounds... take it for what you will. Alright, his second phase. His second phase, in my opinion, is actually easier than his first phase. I think his second phase is more friendly towards rolling than his first phase, which really insists that you block, guard a lot more. So... at the beginning, dude, and build your weapon with grindstone, with anything you have. You just want to hit hard and fast and as quick as possible. Just like in bed. Just quick, in and out. And then you dip. She says, hey, maybe next time you could last for more than 5 seconds. And you tell her, I'm speedrunning this. I'm speedrunning this just like every other game in my life. And she'll respect that. Sure, respect that. If not, then it's definitely not my fault, and probably your own fault for some other reason other than bad advice from me. He does a... what do I call this? A 4-move rush. I'll just call it a 4-move rush. It's always going to end with this slash right here. So... he'll do 1, 2, 3, and that slash. When he's doing this, every time he does that, you can roll into it. You can roll into it, and genuinely he'll pause, and you can hit him a little bit. If he pulls back, he's doing a rush poke. And all you need to look for is look him in the eyes. Look him in the eyes, really see what's in his soul. What went wrong in his life? And you can dodge it by just... honestly, kind of just walking towards that. See, glowing eyes. Glowing eyes is when he's definitely set his target on. And he missed. And that's your time to attack. 1 slash. 2. Sometimes he'll do like a long slash and then a somersault. After the somersault, you're good to hit. A lot of these are mainly... oh my god. A lot of these are mainly just experience. You'll get the hang of it. but it's easier if you know the general idea of when you can and can't hit him. The different, like, move set he has. Generally, I'm not going to go to each one of them in depth, to be honest. If he pulls back, he does, like, the giant slash. You can roll into that. Most of the stuff you can roll into it. So for right here, I've pulled out my dick, and I'm in the frame of trying to be greedy and hitting him again, and he's hitting me with a sledgehammer here. He's saying, like, no sirree, not this time. Now the roles are reversed. Unlike his first phase where he is a desperate predator, here he's more of a shy e-girl, and the only way to defeat him is to get in close. Actually, like, the closer you are, the more advantage you have to roll around his moves. Distance is kind of bad for you during a second phase unless you're trying to heal yourself or get your SP up. I didn't learn from the stuff he did. I was too desperate. I was in the middle of attacking, and he decided to pull out a sledgehammer, and it hurt. But that one you can roll into. Beyblade, you can always roll into a Beyblade, and it's pretty obvious when he does a Beyblade. That's the 4/ attack. Oh, see, I started fucking up around here. So you saw the first time where I just walked around him. I would recommend doing that and staying close so you could do that. I did not do that. If you're farther away from him, your best bet is to roll whenever he does that. Okay. If he does this thing and does a somersault, that's it. He ends. There's a small pause there you can attack. If he starts with a somersault, so this is what he does. 1 to the side, 2 to the side, 3 to the side, and then you can hit him, or choose to heal yourself. This move is the exact same move as the Pokey Pokey. His eyes are gonna glow red. I think I fucked up, and I didn't. I was in the middle of something. I think I yelled that out too. I was in the middle of my grindstone. So, yep, that you can roll into. This is the entire phase of the VOD. I'm just fucking up heavily. But I regained myself. I'm just eating hits after hits after hits. If he does this and he's swinging, like I said, it's so good to be close to him because you can go, like, to each of his sides. He'll try to track you, but eventually you'll know when he stops tracking. You can, like, just roll to one of the sides. But luckily for me, I was greedy, but I staggered him. I managed to stagger him at the last possible millisecond. This is the same as the Pokey Pokey. He does 2 and then he does a jump. The difference with this is the first Pokey Pokey he does, he's gonna shoot a fucking laser. He's gonna ejaculate. And there is a timing to roll out of that ejaculation, just like, whoa! But I didn't. I missed it the first time, and I kind of ate that shit. Whenever he jumps, you can always roll into that. The iframe will save you. 1, 2, like I said. Oof. Glowing eyes, see? Walk around. Just walk around. I like the glowing ones. He'll always miss you if you just kind of walk around it if you're close enough to him. This is where things get a little rough. I'm out of heals. I'm building up at least 1 heal, but I am kind of looking bad. I've imbued my weapon with acid. Acid works well on this guy, and I'm just trying to get my Fable arts back to try to hit hard. Beyblades. Okay, let's see. What is he doing? Okay, he does that, and like I said, you can avoid it. Boom. And then roll into this one. Yep. You can avoid the cum shot by every means. Yep. If he does a big slash, he does a somersault, it's your time to go in. Right here, right now. I was a little bit too far, but that's fine. Okay. And now I'm eating shit, to be honest. It's not looking good for me, but I got my Fable art back. And that's basically it. To do a quick recap, real quick. First phase, 3 sets of attacks. Usually he either does a somersault or does an erection of his weapon. If he does an erection, he's going to do a poke. He always starts with a heavy. You want to do like at least wait for 2 swings, not under swings, but Beyblade swings. Unless he's dashing at you, then that's always going to be a 1. Your strategy usually is to mainly focus on the heavy one and the pokey one, and wait for him to pause in between swings to go in and hit him. The pokey one, the fast one, just run away from him. The pokey one, there's a sound effects. He always does 2 pokes. You can, dodge the side, hit him, and see if he does it again. You'll hear the sound effect, like it's a zip, a little bit of a zipper. And if he's getting unerect from his pokiness, he's probably gonna head to heavy. So you probably want to just create some space and wait for him to come to you. Second phase, he's been to therapy. He's learned his value. He's coming back to you as an e-boy now. He's a change puppet, as one might say. At the start of this, you want to just heal, put in a grindstone, hit hard, hit quick. 5 seconds is more than enough. And try to speedrun this part, to be honest. If he does one of these swings into a somersault, after the somersault, you're good. Like that. That's a good timing. If he does a big slash swing, you can roll into it unless you're caught in the middle of one of your attack. And that's kind of on you for being greedy. Beyblade, always roll into Beyblade. He's always going to miss. 2, 3. The 4 slash attack, just fucked up on that. Once again, I'm going to scoot forward a little bit. If he does, lifts the sword up in the air, you want to stay close. Most of his charge attack, if you just stay close and just dodge to one of his sides, you'll be fine. Yeah, Beyblade just charge in. Most of this I'm just fucking up. Eyes, yep. Any charge attack, stay close, go to the side. And let's get to like the very end. What's going on here? Alright, going back to this very end part. This is scary as hell, dude. I have nothing. I'm charging on like a heal. Thankfully I got it. Yep, to the side as his eyes glow, imbuing with acid, hoping my Fable Art gets back in time for me to, wipe his ass and tell him to go the fuck home. Always getting erect, but on his, remember, second phase of erect, he does a cum shot. You just have to dodge it during that time, and then he'll do another poke, and the jump, dash in. Always dash into the jump, and then that's your time to attack. And yep, 1 slash, somersault. I'm just repeating myself for the most part. Like, you'll get used to it, to be fair. Like, it takes a while, but you're gonna get used to, and it takes a lot of patience, but you're gonna get used to beating him with no need for guarding. Guarding is a dumb mechanic. Let's get that out right now. It's not because I forgot about it like a quarter of the way into the game. It's a dumb mechanic. It's an unneeded mechanic. Honestly, like, it's such a beta type of mechanic. If you want to be like a Chad Alpha Sigma male / woman, don't guard. Let them hit their shots. Let them fail. Come back. Poke and laugh at them. And that's the Frieden advice. Alright, see you guys next time. If you guys like this, let me know. If you don't, fuck it. We'll try something else. Bye!